What's up, guys? Y'all already know. Y'all already know. It's your boy Big Bang Frank. My YouTube channel was like almost dead. I had to resuscitate it, man. Shit, I had to resuscitate my fucking channel. Um, been blazing a little bit. You know what I'm saying out here. Figured might as well shoot a video before my channel dies completely, if it hasn't already. But give it a shot. You know, I don't have the same enthusiasm I have. This bud makes me like real tired. But should still be able to tell a story, you know. Just want to make sure nobody's. Yeah, I don't know why. I like my privacy when I do this shit. I don't know why. Like, really don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. All right, what are we doing? This goddamn video. Shit. Anyways. All right, guys. Anyways, where we had left off, my uncle, he was running around Laredo. He was selling coke, right? He's getting about a quarter key at a time. You know what I'm saying? He was balling. And most of the time, he's not burning people. He just every now and then somebody pisses him off, or he makes up an excuse to burn somebody, and when he knows it's gonna be a good lick. But most of the time, he's doing straight business. You know. Otherwise, he wouldn't really. You know, a small town like Laredo, he wouldn't thrive at burning people. You know what I mean? He'd only be able to burn 2 or 3 people, and then nobody would fuck with you. Yeah. But yeah. So my uncle would always go back and forth between Laredo and Monterrey, right? And so after this incident, he would always do that. Like, you know, the 10 years leading up to that, he would spend like 1 year in one city, 6 months in another, 1 year back. You know, and he did that a lot. You know, I don't know how often he did, but like within like 2 years, he would be back in the other city usually. You know, so he usually, yeah, he switched very often. You know, so it was nothing new for him to switch. You know. And then, you know, this incident happened. Turns out, like I said, the guy was a DEA agent, right? So this DEA agent has a huge fucking boner for my uncle, dude. Like, he wants him so bad. Like, he'll do almost anything to get him. And he does do almost anything to get him, as you'll see in this video. You know what I'm saying? He does do almost anything to get him. And so my uncle's in Laredo. I mean, okay, my uncle dips from Laredo, right? He gets a little small apartment in Monterrey. I don't know how long it was after he got there that he got that apartment, but he gets an apartment, right? And he's working. You know, he's still serving up coke. You know, so he's working in Monterrey. I think on a little bit of a smaller scale. I don't know why. I think it just they didn't have as many customers over there, but they still did have customers. There weren't as many because a lot more people do drugs in America than in Mexico. Believe it or not, it's crazy. Sorry, I'm gonna hit the bowl real quick. Yeah, so um, he had told me whenever he was in Monterrey, he would make less money. I think also the markup wasn't as high, you know, or maybe he just didn't want to bring a lot of heat onto himself over there. Whatever the reason being, he was smaller in Monterrey. His operation was smaller in Monterrey than it was in Laredo, but he was still making good cash, you know. He was still making good cash, and my grandparents also lived there, right? And I think my uncle was listed as living over there because a couple years prior he did live with them, you know. So officially, according to the country of Mexico, that was his address because he had dual citizenship. So his Mexican address was that, you know. Maybe later he got it changed to that new apartment that he got, but as of right now, legally, that was his address, right? So yeah, he's in Monterrey in that apartment working. One day, somebody comes to look for him. It was somebody sent from the DEA agent, right? But it wasn't anybody like in an official uniform or anything like that, dude. It was just people in plain clothes. So who knows who these people were, Who knows? Of course, he knew, everybody knew my uncle's nickname, you know what I'm saying? So it was easy for him to go up to the house and ask for Beto, you know? And I'm not sure, but honestly, I think they were gonna like explain the situation to him and just have him come peacefully or something. I think that's what they were gonna try to do, right? But then it ends up not happening. I'm not sure. We'll, we'll revisit that. So, um, when the guy goes to Monterrey looking for him, he goes to my grandparents' house. He doesn't know about my uncle's little apartment because they're not keeping that close tabs on him, right? Um, the the dude goes to my grandparents' house, and my grandma's out there, and she's like hanging, drying clothes or something on a clothesline, or she was out in the backyard doing something. I want to say she was like drying clothes. This is weird because she had a maid, but she was out there in the backyard, like on the terrace or something. I don't know why. I want to say she was hanging clothes, but maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was just out there because she had a maid. But I don't know. In Mexico, that's the way people, they have maids. They all have maids. I don't know. Like it's a much more common thing than in America. Maids are like super common in Mexico. Even in Laredo, they're more common than they are in San Antonio for sure. A lot of middle class people have like once a week maids and shit. Maids that'll come and they'll stay the whole day at the house and just clean from the beginning to the end of the day. They won't spend the night there or nothing, but they come, they clean the whole house. Or sometimes they have maids that come, like cook lunch or something like that. Every lunch they'll come. Every day they'll come for an hour and a half a day. You know what I mean? And they make guap. You know what I'm saying? They make like $50 for that hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? But they work hard. They work hard during that hour and a half, or they have a lot of. They do something real special, like cook for you or something cool like that. Yeah. And my aunt, and she was just like a school teacher. She was just a modest school teacher, and she lives in Laredo, and she had it made. You know, like that would come and cook meals and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's like a cultural thing. You know, because she wasn't wealthy or anything. She was a school teacher. Um. Anyways, sorry, got off got off topic. uh, when the guys go to my grandparents' house, they ask for Beto. You know what I'm saying? They don't say we're looking for Robert. Because that would give it away that my uncle didn't know them. If my grandma would have thought it was a cop or some shit like that, she wouldn't have said. I don't know what she would have said, but she would have said he's not here. You know what I mean? Like she probably would have said, we haven't seen him in a while. He's not here. Do you want to look around? Knowing damn well that he's not there. Yeah, you want to look around and just hope that he doesn't show up during that time, and then warn him before he can fucking come over, you know. But my grandma was cool like that, you know. She wouldn't have snitched on her. But she didn't. She thought it. She honestly thought it was one of his friends, especially because he said Beto. So, um, and my grandma, poor lady, you know what I'm saying? She gave the dude my uncle's address, and yeah, she didn't know. She thought it. She really thought it was one of his friends. And I'm pretty sure that I haven't asked my dad this recently, you know, but a long time ago, I want to say he told me that my grandma like felt bad about that. I know my uncle said that. I want to say my dad said that too. But this was over 5 years ago that it was discussed again after he told me, because I wanted to inquire more facts about it a little bit, just some verification, you know, because this is such a wild story, yeah. But that was like the only slight verification that I could find. That, and also that my uncle was in car. Well, yes, I'll get to that. So, all right. Fast forward another day. I think they wait like a day, and then they come get, or I think they get him within that same day. You know, within like, not immediately though, but within like a few hours. You know, because he said it was not right after. They didn't come like straight. They didn't go like straight to the apartment, but a little while after. So anyways, my uncle went and fucked some chick or something. Either that or served up some coke. I don't remember. He did one of the two. He pulls up to his apartment, fucking opens the door to his car, stands out of his car. As soon as he stands out, a dude's right there. He says, Beto? He says, yeah. Do you know a dude goes by the name of, I don't, I think he said like Mike or something. Because the dude had given my uncle his like fake little name. You know what I'm saying? And then say it was like Mike or Mikey. He's like, you know Mikey from Laredo? He tells that to my uncle. And my uncle's like, shit. And he says, hey, check it out. And the dude has a fucking machine gun, dude. And then another dude comes from the other side of the car, and he has a machine gun too. And he says, hey, check it out, dude. We need you to come with us, dude. And the two dudes had a machine gun. I don't know if I think my uncle had his little 22 on it, but I don't think he was gonna. You know what I'm saying? Like normally it would do him right in Laredo and shit. But when these guys came with it, and he said they had machine guns. I don't know if he meant like full assault rifles or if he meant Uzis or like submachine guns or Tech 9. I'm not really sure. And I think it was probably something like that. It's probably like a Tech 9 or something like that, but or Mac 10, Mac 11, whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know. I don't even know about guns, dude. Honestly. Um. Yeah, it was probably something like that. But I mean, that's still a machine gun. You know. I mean, it's a submachine gun. But he said that's what he told me. He told me they have machine guns. He didn't say what type. And I think I asked him what type, and he said he didn't. He didn't know exactly. I don't know. Old dude. Yeah. But I'm just imagining like a Tech 9 or something like that. I'm not picturing like an AK-47, you know. But fucking yeah, dude, they have machine guns, dude. And my uncle takes off one way, and before he can even make it around, dude, wham, he gets pistol whipped. Dropped him. Boom. And next thing you know, he's in a fucking van. He's in a van. Uh, you know, with a like a potato sack over his head. Yeah. He's in the van with a potato sack over his head, and they drive for a little while. They rough him up in the back of the car, but he said it was nothing compared to what he was gonna go through. Like I guess at first he thought it was a bad beating, and he tried to fight back. He said he like shouldered the dude pretty hard, while he could. He got like one good licking because his back of his hands are tight and shit. But he said he shouldered the shit out of it, dude. Like he said he got a licking. And he said they fucked him up, but they didn't fuck him up that bad, you know. He said they kept telling the dude to chill out that was beating him up, and he didn't know why. He was like, that's weird that the dude's like telling him to chill out. He just thought it was weird because they wanted to save the best for later. They didn't want to have bring him up in too rough of shape before he even got there, because then the other guys weren't gonna have any fun. Like seriously, that's how fucking crazy this shit is. That's how deep this shit is. Dude. Shit. It looks like two walruses. Looks like two walruses or walruses. Walrusi, no, walruses. It looks like two walruses like coming up. See, I didn't notice that until my homeboy told me. Anyways, uh, it does though, right? Rowdy. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I know I get off topic. Um, they drive for like probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. So he knows they're probably close to the United States, but he doesn't know. He has no idea where he is really. He doesn't really know, because it could have driven 2.5 hours south, but for some reason he thinks he's closer to the United States because the incident took place in the United States. You know what I'm saying? So he knows that the United States is gonna play a role, inevitably, because what this whole incident's about. So like this DEA agent like hired like a hit squad or something, either that or they're like Mexican federales that are like crooked or who knows what, dude. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what the fuck, man? And he doesn't even really know what the fuck, you know. He just knows they worked on behalf of that DEA agent. And that DEA agent was crooked. You know what I'm saying? So he was like a multimillionaire because he was doing schemes on the low. You know what I'm saying? As a DEA agent, crooked in Laredo, Tech, the dude was a multimillionaire, so he could just pay for whatever. But his mom ended up finding out that later. This dude ended up being like an infamous fucking crooked ass DEA agent. Yeah. Uh, Fuck, I don't know his name. I might be able to look that up. If I can find something on it, I'll post it. I don't know if he ever got caught like legally. It was just something that everybody knew. But I think my uncle may have said that he did get caught legally. Like for not like something real serious, but he got caught for like something that was like kind of serious, but not like real serious. I want to say my uncle did say that, so I might be able to. Yeah, I'll look it up. And if I can find something, I'll post the link on here so y'all will see the exact DEA agent if it is possible. Hopefully it is. We'll see. We'll find out. And even if I do post it, it's still like an estimate. You know what I'm saying? It's still not like for sure solid proof, or anything like that. It's not solid proof, and it doesn't mean that it's the right guy. You know, it really doesn't. But it could be. Could be that dude. High chance it could be. There's probably not that many. And those guys that got caught, because they always get away with that shit. But this dude was balling. He probably fucking hired a hit squad to go get my uncle and shit. You know? He probably hired a hit squad and yeah, you know what I'm saying? An underground hit squad because they want to teach my uncle a lesson. Not no little bullshit by the book, law fucking abiding, citizen ass, bitch ass. You know? Nah, they hired the real deal Holyfield guys, you know? And these guys were the real deal Holyfield. I mean, so they just say, fuck up my uncle